Good Monday morning. I'm going to make this one really quick and easy. I'm going to go ahead and post later on or put some more subject matter content later on today. But before I go ahead and head out to my Zumba class that I teach, I just wanted to talk a little bit about accountability and scheduling. I know it can be really difficult sometimes, especially when you're self employed. You don't really have anybody to kind of keep you accountable to your schedule. You don't really have anybody other than yourself to hold accountable to. So, I'm going to give an example from first thing this morning. I literally write out my schedule every single week. So it's Sunday, I go ahead and I document what I'm going to be doing, what time I'm going to be doing it, how long I'm going to be doing it. And for the most part, I give myself like probably a C with following it. But I went ahead and I was writing it out this yesterday morning, and I was really, really wanting to make sure that I hit my goals for this week. So my alarm went off at 4:30, and my first goal is to go ahead and go to the gym and hit weights. So I like to do 15 to 20 minutes on the treadmill. I like to go ahead and lift free weights. I also will alternate, of course, leg day with arm day, do that typical kind of thing. I try to make it easier on myself when I have to teach a Zumba class. So like today, I will be leaving actually as soon as this is done here in just a couple minutes. But I will tell you, my alarm went off at 4:35 this morning, and I was cringing, just cringing. And I was thinking to myself, okay, I have two decisions that I can make. The first one that I can do is I can go ahead and hit that good old fashioned snooze button and go right back to sleep. Or I can go ahead and think about my future self throughout the later part of today when I'm updating my schedule and realize that I didn't do what I was supposed to do, and just to really get myself into kind of a funk because that's not the way that I wanted to start my week. So thinking about that future self and how I would feel later on today and how it would portray to my husband with me complaining, I should have gone, I should have gone, I should have gone, but I didn't. I decided that I was going to make the decision to get up. Even though it's painful, I wrapped myself in my nice pink blanket. I did my chores that I'm supposed to do, feed the cats, clean their cat litter, got dressed, and then I went to the gym, had a 51-minute workout. And I didn't push myself as hard as I normally do, just because I was feeling tired, and I still am a little bit tired. But I'm just very grateful that I did go. So now when I'm tracking my schedule, I can honestly say that I did do what I was supposed to do and start my week in that progression of what we're supposed to be accountable for. When I look at my calendar, it's important to recognize that I need to be able to put certain activities, lead generating activities, all together at one point. I need to put my chores at one point. I need to put dropping my kids, my family life at one point, and I need to be consistent with it. Without having that consistency, it's going to be all over the place. I know that I write down what I'm supposed to do every single day, and I do my to-do list. And even though I have my to-do list, still sometimes it gets in the way of life, basically, and when you work from home, again, you're self-employed, you're trying to do the best that you can, but then you're not getting the results that you really want. You're going to have to kind of really dive back in and double check yourself to make sure that you're actually doing the things that you're supposed to. And if you're not, recognize those behaviors, fix it, so that way going forward, you no longer have those same issues, or you get to that point where you become cognizant enough that you know that you need to change these behaviors right away. Otherwise, you're not going to have the anticipated results that you're going to want to achieve. If that's the case and you do end up looking back and saying, okay, well, I did everything that I was supposed to do. I did my calls. I did my follow-ups. I went to the gym. I did my chores. I did all that. And I still didn't have the income producing results that I wanted, or I didn't get the results that I wanted with my family, or whatever desires it is that you have set for your week. Then at that point, there's some things that are out of our control, but evaluate those. What got in the way? Was it, a kid's illness? Was it, we just had a bad run of maybe making some calls and maybe we just didn't get as many responses as we wanted. But being able to track your results is such an important thing. And I do recognize that I speak very fast when I'm going through this. My mind goes a million miles a minute. And obviously you can see, or you can't really see it, but you can hear that I have a lot that I try to put on my plate. And so my mind is always having to go quickly. And so having these things set in stone for me allows me to dial it back and just make sure that I'm doing the right things at the right times and when I'm supposed to. It's been a challenge though, especially when it comes to like lead generation. That becomes such a challenge because I can easily spend more time than I should with people because I want to hear their stories, I want to learn more, but I can end up taking something that's like a 5-minute conversation and I can turn it into probably about 20 because I want to know more. And then it becomes like they're my best friend and we just start engaging in conversation and it just lasts so long. So I know I need to nip that in order to be more productive. And so I also know on my schedule, on my calendar, I'll put like lead generation and then I'll put post social media and then I'll post over here. And then the next day it's over here and over here and over here. So the thing that I'm trying to do for myself is put specifically, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call from here to here. I'm going to do social media from here to here on set days and set times. So for example, taking my kids to school. I know that I take my kids to school from 8 to 10, essentially. I drop my middle one off at 8 o'clock. My next one goes to school at 9 o'clock, so I have to drop him off at 8:30. My oldest one, he drives himself to school. So that's no longer in my calendar, but that used to be for last year. So I know during that time it's blocked out. I know during my Zumba time is blocked out, and that is from 9:30 to 11 o'clock because the class could go a little bit over. It could be because well, that's just the real reason. And by the time I'm able to actually get my phone back started on, that is the time. The other thing too is I've learned over the course of the years, when you do have those very important goals or those very important things that you need to do, you need to shut it down. If you're with your family, shut everything else down and be present with the family for whatever activity is that you're doing. With Zumba, for example, I have to turn off my ringer. I have to. My phone is tied into my Spotify, and if my text messages go off or if my phone goes off and it's right in the middle of a song, I have to scurry myself over there and I have to turn it on Do Not Disturb. So as long as I remember to turn it literally on Do Not Disturb, then I know that, I'm not going to get those messages right in the middle of the song and I don't have to worry about scurrying over and trying to remember my counts and trying to remember where I'm at. So like for today, for example, I knew and I had it scheduled that I was going to go ahead and post content from 9:10ish to 9:25ish, somewhere right in there, just depending on how long it took me to get my cameras on and all of that. So anyway, as my ramblings continue on, I just wanted to re-emphasize again how important it is to make sure that you're holding that schedule and just really holding firm to it. And again, I think a lot of us self-employed individuals, and I'm not speaking for everybody, I'm speaking for people like me, which I actually think is a majority of us, where sometimes it's really hard when we don't have that sense of you need to do X, Y, Z, but we still have to make those numbers and we still have to make that accountability to ourselves. So that being said, I will post later today, or I will share more content later today. I have a couple more subject matters that I am working on. And then we may have another guest appearance from a Matthew today for, who knows, knowing him, he comes up with the most creative things. So it'll be a fun experience for all of us. We'll see. But anyway, until I go ahead and sign back on, wish me luck at my class. My kids always guess how many people are going to come. I have a 3. My oldest one said 3 people. My middle one said 3 people. And my youngest one said 4 people. Realistically, it'll probably be 2. But we'll see. I'll keep you updated and let you know. Until then, have a great day.